Well, this election, there'll be plenty of voters 18 years and older going to the polls, but might be just as many of those 18 years and younger going to the polls. And that's all thanks to a program called Kids Voting USA. And joining us to talk about Edina's chapter of Kids Voting, Julie Rogers-Bascom. She's the District Service Learning Coordinator for Edina Public School District. Welcome.
Thank you.
And also Kate Anderson, a junior at the City of Edina High School.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us on In Edina. Let's talk about this really cool program, Kids Voting USA.
Kids Voting USA was started about 20 years ago. Several men were on a business trip in Costa Rica, and they saw that the number of people coming to the polls was 80 to 90%, which they thought was a really high percentage of people turning out at the polls. So they went back, started Kids Voting USA in Arizona. Since then, there are chapters around the whole country, and we are rolling out this year because we feel it's an important election, a historic election, and it gives a chance for families and children to talk more about their views and their values in the political process.
And this is a K through 12 program,
It's
kindergarten through 12.
Right. This is how we're rolling it out right now this year from K through 9, and we have a lot of support from the high school and students that are and teachers that are in the high school. But it's a curriculum. It's an actual curriculum that's tied to Minnesota state standards. So kids are not only understanding about the voting process, but they're also learning about what it means to become an active and responsible citizens. In public education, our goal is not just to educate students, but to create responsible citizens. And that's one of the missions of the Edina Public Schools, and we're excited to be working with parents and volunteers and teachers in a very important and highly regarded program.
Mm-hmm. So Kids Vote Edina, you're active in, is it 8 schools here?
There are 8 schools. All of the middle schools and all 2 middle schools and all of the 6 elementary schools. The teachers have been trained and will be weaving that into their curriculum in the weeks coming up to election. What will happen is that when parents go to the polling station, they will take their children over to, or they will go to their polling carol, and there will be a special carol for the kids and a special ballot. It's an unusual ballot in that it has all of the national, and it will have some of the local officials that are running for office, but they have pictures on the ballot as well. In fact, we've heard that some parents like to come over and take a look at the kids' voting ballot to see who they're voting for.
Well, what I think is interesting, though, too, is as you were preparing for this, and Kate, you know this as well as anybody else, is it's being aware of who you're voting for and what you're voting for and what their opinions are. And you play a role in this, too, because you serve as an election judge. So you're actually playing a role in this Kids Vote election, too.
Yeah, I'm not actually like an official election judge, but I'm going to be one of the people counting the ballots for the kids voting. And I also recruit volunteers from the high school.
Okay, so you're not a real live election judge at a precinct.
Right.
We understand that. But for kids voting, you are, in their minds, a real live election judge. And so they get to know the process and who's the appropriate person to ask questions about how to vote and what to do, right?
Right.
Okay. How many volunteers do you need?
We need about 80 volunteers to make this work.
Wow.
So it's a big task, but I'm sure we can do it.
Okay, so you're recruiting. How do you go about getting recruits to help out?
Well, we have a couple of actual political groups at the school, nonpartisan, that just try to get kids interested in the democratic process. So I'm definitely going to be talking to them. And people have come, they hear that I'm doing this and they come up to me and ask me if they can volunteer. So
well,
really
I know
great.
youth is really excited about this election too, and this Kids Vote campaign here at the City of Edina is an excellent way to get involved. You know what? I think it helps the parents too. They got something to talk about the children at home about what's going on around them.
What's exciting is that the research shows that when kids voting is in a community, that voter turnout increases 3 to 5%. It also increases the turnout of that 18 to 24-year-old voter demographic by 14%. We're lucky that in Edina, chances are, especially in this election, that there will be a high voter turnout, but how wonderful to be pairing with the schools and families and communities. We're also really excited about some of our supporters, the Edina Education Fund, the Edina Community Foundation, the League of Women Voters is involved, as is the Chamber and other service organizations.
Just like a real election.
Just like a real election.
I want to thank you both for bringing this program to light this year and for this election. If folks want more information, they can go to the Edina Public School website because they can find out more information about Kids Vote USA and Kids Vote Edina. Thank you very much for joining us on In Edina. Good luck on Election Day.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Well, the election is just around the corner, and we hope this show is going to help you get out and make the vote. We'd like to thank the Edina City Council for letting us bring you this broadcast from their chambers at Edina City Hall. I'm your host, Lily McDonald. Thanks for watching In Edina. Until next time, have a great day.